What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. This is the recap for Summerhouse, Martha's Vineyard, Season 1, Episode 2. Guess who's coming to dinner? If you have not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Hop in the comment section if you have something to say about this episode so we could talk about it down below. This went off the rails very, very quickly. Like, very, very quickly. I feel like the episode started off good, and then it just had a very, not even gradual, but a very steep decline. All right, so there are a number of very, very unlikable people on this episode, and I feel like the number of unlikable people is tipping the scales of the people that are likable. Let's talk about it, y'all. So the episode starts off with where the last one left off, actually, where Silas is still saying that Jordan is the party friend, the toxic friend, the bad bad example friend, you know, all that type of stuff. So Jordan is saying that she is always safe when they are out. She doesn't play about her safety, doesn't play about her job, doesn't play about any of that. Silas said in his mind, he just associates Jasmine being out with Jordan at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning as dangerous. They decide to go home. Everybody goes home. Some people are going to sleep. Some are awake. Others are having the sex. So Silas and Jasmine, they are in bed. And Jasmine feels that Silas came at Jordan wrong and said the issue that he has is not even really about Jordan. It's really about her, Jasmine. It's about me as your wife. This gets to the bottom of it. Silas does not want Jasmine out partying. He feels that she is a married woman. He feels that she should be at home, not out in the club partying. That's the real root of the issue. The fact that when she is out, she's out with Jordan. Jordan is just in the crossfire. So Silas agrees and then said that, you know, he's happy that they were able to talk it out because people saw both sides. I don't think that's true. I don't think everybody saw both sides. I think a lot of people were on we're on Jordan's side. But hey, Silas, if that's what makes you feel better, go for it, babe. So we then see them having sex. I'm very shocked that we saw that. And to the degree that we saw that. Episode 2, we have now seen them have sex or heard them talk about sex. No, we've seen them have sex twice. We did see sex on the first episode. It was not as graphic as this one. But I just kind of feel like that's not the couple that we would want to see that from. That's not the pairing. That's not the pairing. So then we have the next morning, Jasmine is waking up and she is cooking breakfast for Silas. She likes to describe herself as a housewife. So Silas, in his confessional with Jasmine, a couple confessional, is saying that he was shocked when she lived out of her car. So he said that he knows that he needs to keep them organized. Basically, what he is saying is, I need to control the finances because you can't. Because you didn't control your finances enough to not have you homeless. That's what he was saying in a very nice, nasty way. Jasmine said that she is doing better. It's not good enough, apparently, because he did not give you kudos for that. So they then talk about how they met unhinged at the start of the pandemic. And she is now a whole, what did she say? Libyan? He's from Libya, right? So she is now a whole Libyan wife. He didn't know how important space was to the black community in the United States. I judge any black person that can't play spades. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If you are black, you should be able to play spades. That's a hill I'm going to die on. So then we see Amir. He is inviting Jordan to hang out. He wants to do like kayaking or some water sports. She doesn't want to get wet. So kayaking should not be a part of the equation. That's what I think about it. If I don't want to get wet, I'm not going to go get in water. Nonetheless, they go hang out. They end up on a kayak. And he says in his confessional, Amir, he wants to have a Titanic moment. Production said, you know, the Titanic sank. He said, those are just details. I said, I know you. I like Amir. I think Amir is funny. I think he's very charismatic. But we're not going to just say that the Titanic sinking are just details. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So Alex is kind of hating some of the other guys. Alex and Nick are kind of hating because everybody likes Jordan, and they're like, that's not a unique date. You didn't do it, though. Y'all didn't plan it. So don't hate on what Amir was able to accomplish. Very, don't, let's not do that. We don't want to be that type of person. All right. So then we have Alex, Silas, and Nick. They're outside playing like catch, playing football. Nick seems very, very thirsty. We see him. They put on screen some of the text messages, or not text messages, some of the Instagram messages were responses to her story that Nick was doing to Shanice. And he's like, of course, how else am I going to know somebody's interested if I don't say anything? Nick just seems very thirsty. Nick seems extremely thirsty. And it's actually a deterrent. It's actually a deterrent. We see them take shots frequently throughout this day. Really frequently, anytime we see them take shots a lot. So it's no wonder that by the end of the episode, the house is in disarray. So they are going to go bowling. Nick has organized for everybody to go bowling to hang out. Bria has this dog in this backpack, and she got him hung up on the hook under the bar. I said, girl, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. That dog didn't. And she was like, he likes it. He's hanging out. I felt bad for that dog. I understand. I mean, if he's a working dog, why can't he just be on the leash? That's what makes me feel that he is not a true emotional support licensed animal. That's what makes me feel that way. Hell, the way that Bria was at the end of this episode, she might need that damn dog to be around. But I don't think it's a licensed dog, because if he was there and he was working, you would be able just to have him on the leash and have him sit down. So Jasmine is asking Bria, if Simon was there, what would they be doing right now? Because Bria said when they're over in Germany that, everybody has money, so everybody's just out, kicking it all the time. So Bria said, oh, he would be paying for everything, paying for all the drinks, wanting everybody to have a good time. Preston said, I know that's right, and I would be full-blown immersed in it. I'm Preston. You buying drinks, if you want to flash your money and buy drinks, go ahead, boo. I don't care. I'll take a Maker's Mark with ginger beer. Thanks. You know what I mean? So Jasmine hating ass in her confessional, it's like, I have a man. Why are we talking about his money? You asked what he would be doing. So she told you. He would be paying for the drinks. No one is saying that that you want his money or anything of the sort. Jasmine is a hater. Jasmine was the number one most annoying person on the series so far, but by God, Phil shows up and just completely surpasses that. Bria then said that Simon is coming the last week. Him coming from Germany doesn't make sense for him to come just for 2 or 3 days. She wants to know if it's okay for him to come for the entire last week that they're there. And I was like, so you mean next week? Because ain't you only there for 15 days? And and Silas and Jasmine are both like, yes, if he makes you happy, he's more than welcome. Bria said, he's going to be the only white guy. It doesn't matter. Don't make it a big deal, and I don't think it will be. That's what this group gives me, that unless Bria makes it a big deal, it's not going to be a big deal. So in the confessional, the producer asks Bria if she feels that Jasmine is genuinely happy for her. And Bria says no. She feels that Jasmine looks at her as the same 23, 24-year-old they were when they were working at the Playboy Club, when they were hanging out with, rappers and ballers and everything else, and they were drinking and partying. She said she's past that. She's evolved past that. This is what gets me about people. When a person has felt that they have matured within themselves, right? But they feel that everybody else is still stuck where they were when you left them. Jasmine, if you have matured and you peg yourself as this, married housewife and Susie homemaker, why do you think that Bria has not also matured? You know what I mean? I hate that she does that. Like, Jasmine is a hater. Oh my God, Jasmine is such a hater. So in Jasmine's confessional, she says she does not respect Bria's relationship because it's not a marriage. Let me tell you this, Jasmine. You ain't been married but a hop, skip, and a jump yourself. Don't do that. There is nothing more annoying than when a woman gets married and they feel that they are just completely better than everybody else. Don't do that to your friends. Don't do that, Jasmine. Let's not forget you were just living out of a car. Okay? So we're not going to do that, sweets. So Mariah tells everybody she wants to have a moon mass. Now, they don't know what it is. Okay? So she said that it is a hoodoo practice that is more spiritual based than religion based. We get home, everybody changes into their pajamas, and they go outside where it's clearly cold. Now, they do have a fire. They do have a fire lit in the fire pit, but everybody still looks very cold. It looks windy. We see, blankets blowing, hair, everything. While they're sitting outside waiting for everybody to get outside, Silas is like, let me go check on Jasmine. Now, Nick links over and asks Jordan, why does he always have to go check on her? She's not in a different city. She's literally down the hall. I said, so people are seeing the makings. People are seeing the makings of control. I want to know where she is at all times. That's not a good look. Not a good look. Not when people are noticing that they've been there 3 days at this point. So they do the moon mass. At the end of it, Mariah asks if everyone or anyone would like to say something about themselves. I didn't quite catch the voice. I don't know if it was Jordan or it was definitely a woman. So it could have been Jordan or Jasmine said, I think we all got it. I would like to go inside. So everybody gets up and goes inside. I felt bad um, because that was kind of bogus that nobody even tried to participate or know more about it, right? So Mariah is still standing outside by herself. She's offended. She said they didn't take it serious. Her guard is up now. This is where Mariah went wrong. Plan the moon mass on a night where y'all are not going out. And I get that maybe she had to do it because I think she said Jupiter. She said Jupiter was in orbit or something like that. So I know that she had to do it at a particular time based on maybe the moon. But I don't think people were into it. I just kind of feel that after we've had a full day of drinking and we just got out from bowling and partying, and now we're back home, maybe wanting everybody to sit outside, it just wasn't it. Everybody could have been a little bit more engaged, but maybe that just wasn't the best night to do that. So the next morning, Shanice arrives, and Nick is saying that she don't look like she looked on Instagram. I said, well, she clearly just straightened her hair, maybe had a couple pieces in, and she's in full makeup. Here, she just got off the plane to get here. Nick, you sound stupid. But whatever. So Jordan is saying that last year Shanice was going through a very intense breakup when they were in the Vineyard, but now she's ready to party. Shanice tells us she's ready to get blackout drunk. I said, oh, okay. You're ready to party. And based on the way y'all take shots, that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what you're getting ready to do. So the girls are all hanging out, and they asked Jasmine about married. They asked Jasmine about married life. And she said that it's the most rewarding yet hardest thing she's ever had to do. She said because now she can't just wake up and think about herself. You have to constantly be thinking about this other person. Yes, that's what it means to be married. Absolutely. That's what it means to be married. The two of you are now one. So she then goes on to say that a lot of people don't talk enough about how once you become married, your friendships change. I kind of feel like that should be common sense. You're now married. You're not going to be sitting up under your friends and going out with your friends and kicking it with your friends the same way that you did when you were single. So they start to talk about all the guys because Mariah finally comes in. She was out meditating because, she's still mad about last night. So Mariah comes in And they start talking about all the different guys. Jasmine's not happy being married because I feel like all Jasmine wants to do is talk about people hooking up, and it's almost like she misses the thrill of dating or meeting new guys. That's what it's giving. Nonetheless, Shanice does not like Nick, which is fine because Nick don't like you because you don't look like your Instagram picture. And she said Nick is just not her type. And then Mariah says she doesn't know if she likes anyone, and they all start kind of lusting after Alex because he's tall and he's handsome, and he seems like he has he might be the most gentleman out of all the guys that are there. So everybody's getting dressed to go out to dinner. Mariah don't want to go. And I was not shocked at all. I said, because she's still salty. She's mad about what happened the night before with the moon mass. So Mariah sees, she's like, let me go get my laundry. I'll meet you guys out later. Now, everybody else is going right now, aside from Mariah and Preston. Preston has a chapter meeting. Mariah goes to get her laundry as she's pulling towels out that I guess are community towels for the entire house, for the pool. They look like basic white towels. She sees some of the dog's things in there. She goes up to Bria and tells her, you washed your dog's things with community stuff for the house. Bria tells her that that is her personal problem. This is where Bria is losing me. I feel like Bria is so fucking inconsiderate when it comes to this dog. People don't want your dogs whatever washed with their clothes and with their towels. Wash that with your shit then, if it's not that big of a deal. Bria just has a very bad habit of whenever somebody comes and presents something to her about the dog, her saying that's your problem. It's your problem because it's your dog. This is already strike two of things that are going on with this dog. Like, I feel like I want to like Bria, but I feel like she is just very disrespectful. She's very unaware of other people. Like, what is going on, sis? What's going on up here that's making you feel that anytime somebody presents to you something that your dog is doing or that you're doing in regards to or dealing with your dog, that it is not your problem, it's theirs. So her and Mariah start to go back and forth. They get to tussling and shit. Mariah takes her Bria's towels or whatever little dog, look like a dog, like a shirt or something, and pushes it into Bria. Bria takes a step back. Everybody is looking like, oh bitch. So Jordan in her confessional is like, are y'all serious right now? And it's like Jasmine and Shanice and Jordan are standing there looking like what is going on. The guys are all to the side and like, should we break it up? And they're like, nah. So they're just sitting and waiting it out. So now we're getting Mariah calling Bria a bitch. Bria said, call me a bitch one more time, and Mariah does what? Calls her a bitch. I said, don't do that. Because, like, ain't y'all our friends? Aren't y'all our friends? Why did it have to escalate this fast? I know why it escalated. Because Bria is not taking accountability for this dog that she brought as an uninvited guest. So, while this is going on, the two get separated. Shanice goes and gets in the car with the guys. Jasmine goes to talk to Mariah, and it's like that this all was unnecessary. You and Bria are pushing each other's buttons. And I'm just wondering, when did Jasmine get so okay with the dog? The same dog that you were complaining about because there was hair on a couch in like a sunroom, which it looks like lounge, like outdoor type furniture. You were just complaining about that, but you're not mad that the dog's towels or whatever were washed with the towels for the house. Is Jasmine flipping because Shanice is there? It was weird. So now Mariah feels that it's disrespectful to have the dog stuff in with the house towels. I agree. I completely agree. So everybody leaves. Preston goes to check on Mariah because he is the shining star. Preston goes to check on Mariah. Mariah feels she's in an awkward conversation and starts sobbing. I said, "Oh, girl, what's going on outside of this that is causing you to do this?" But she feels that if she is going to spend time away from her son, then she wants to make sure she has a good time. Valid. Valid. Do I think Mariah overreacted? A little bit. I do. I think she overreacted a little bit. I think that what could have happened is Mariah could have waited until the next day and talked to Bria one on one and said, "Hey, girl, don't wash your dog stuff with the house towels." I feel like she could have done that. I feel like Bria felt attacked because everybody was around in the moment. At the same time, though, I think that Jasmine should have said something to Bria and be like, "Dude, come on now," like, you know what I mean? Because I myself would have been irritated if I'm on vacation and somebody is washing their dog's towel with mine. I just would. I just would. So Bria, everybody gets to like the little restaurant bar that they're at. Bria is now mad at Shanice. She's mad that Shanice left her. Shanice is trying to talk to her. Bria is so mad she gets up and walks away. Amir goes and follows her. Jasmine and Jordan tell Shanice she should have stood by Bria in that situation. They said that Bria feels alone. Bria feels like Jasmine that Shanice didn't have her back. All this other stuff that I kind of feel like is really putting on. Are you that mad? Because let's not act like that is the only person that you know in the house. You know all these ladies. So it was weird, but I feel like Bria gives me the vibe of somebody that, because there was the situation, she wants everybody to feel bad for her. She wants to play victim. And the moment that people just kind of washed it off and rolled past it, she had an issue. So Shanice goes to talk to Bria, and she's trying to talk to her about what happened. And a random guy is like, I guess, trying to get her attention. And Bria is like, "You're feeling me? Buy me a shot. You're feeling me? Buy me a shot. Buy me a shot." I said, "What? Whatever, girl." So they go take shots with this guy. And now Bria is starting to feel better. Phil, who really could have stayed where he was. Phil comes to the house and he's trying to get Preston to take a shot. So Preston is like, "I'm upstairs, I'm getting dressed." I think they took the shot. But Phil goes and gets Bria's dog after Preston said, "Don't let the dog out." He lets the dog out. The dog is running through the house, leads him down to like, I guess, the downstairs bedroom or whatever. Phil goes outside after finally catching the dog, goes outside, sees Mariah's little like cottage room that apparently is like connected to Nick's room somehow. Like I think they share a bathroom. Like what's called like a Jack and Jill bathroom. So he's talking to Mariah. He's all up in her room, touching her stuff. And she was like, "You real comfortable, like we cousins." He is saying that Nick stole his room. Apparently. Phil missed his flight, so that's why Phil is late. But I kind of feel like that doesn't make sense. So Phil, you're 2 days late, and you expected. I didn't understand what was this. Phil wanted Bria to go pick a room out for him and put a post-it note on it saying it's his. Absolutely not. If you are not here to claim a room, then you don't get said room. Like, am I the only person that was lost upon? You're not here to claim your room, but like you want us. Like I just like that threw me. So he goes and takes a shit in Nick's room, and it's like he's not gonna flush the toilet. It was just very, very weird. The entire situation was weird. So he goes in, takes a shit in the bathroom, doesn't flush the toilet. They leave and go to the bar. They get there, and Preston immediately goes up and tells Nick, I think Phil moved some of your stuff out of your room. Because we did see Phil telling Mariah he needed to know where he could, like, move Nick's clothes to. Absolutely not. Nick has been there for 2 days already. You are not going to take this man's clothes and go throw them somewhere because you missed your flight, 2 days ago? So so Phil goes and talks to Nick. And it's like, so didn't I have a posting on there? And Nick was like, no, Bria didn't do whatever she was supposed to do. So he's like, but I did take a shit in your bathroom. I didn't flush the toilet. And Nick is looking at him because Nick probably thinks he's playing because we are all adults. So they're all taking shots, right? And Bria is mad that Mariah is here. She feels that how dare Mariah come to this public bar after she pushed her. Now, it's not like Mariah is sitting in her face like, trying to be cool with her. She's not around her at all. There's a very clear division within everything. So while they're sitting around taking shots, we have Bria, who is looking like Lord have mercy. Then we have Jordan and Silas talking. Jasmine's drunk ass comes over. Black excellence is all I care about. That's fucking it. Girl gone somewhere. So when she walks away, Bria tells Jordan and Silas, this is my problem with her. She's acting as if, she's being fake right now. Basically, she's being fake. So Jordan is like, I agree. And I'm like, what? So now y'all turning on Jasmine? But I don't like Jasmine either. But, I mean, for y'all to be super more mad at Jasmine than seemingly Mariah is wild. Why aren't you mad at Shanice, who is supposed to be your Rolly, who you're mad at? Why aren't you mad at her for standing up? Like, it's a very weird dynamic with all these ladies. So Jordan and Jasmine get into it outside because Jordan feels that Jasmine should have said something. So Jordan even mimics and pushes Jasmine just as hard as Mariah pushed Bria. And she's like, see, you're upset because that's disrespectful. You need to tell her she was wrong. And Jordan is like, I rock with her heavy, but you need to tell her she was wrong. Jordan, why can't you tell her? You were standing there. Why can't you tell her? I feel like Jordan should be able to talk to Mariah in the same way and be like, yo, what happened wasn't exactly cool. She should be able to do the exact same thing. I guess I'm not sure why this is all defaulting to Jasmine. That doesn't make sense to me. So everybody gets home, and now Mariah has an attitude. She comes in, and this is bullshit, and she goes straight to her room. Everything's in disarray. So Nick goes downstairs and he sees that Phil indeed did shit in the bathroom and not flushed the toilet. He changes his clothes, goes up to where all the guys are standing, and tells him, like, come on, man, can you go flush the toilet? Phil is like, oh, you didn't do it? Obviously not if he's telling you to go do it. Obviously not. So Phil is now saying, well, you took my room. Bria was supposed to put a post-it note. A very simple fix to this is Phil going up and telling Bria or asking Bria, did you put a post-it note? Did you mark my room? She can tell you that she clearly did not, and we can dead all this. But Phil's dumbass gives some weird-ass analogy about if you're a slave owner, and you're in slavery, and you didn't know down in the South that slavery was abolished, and I still got my son. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And everybody is looking at him like, what? So then Nick in his confessional is shading him and was like his Inichi suit and this velour suit and like what's going on here. So then Nick calls him corny and it's like, whatever, man, goes to flush the toilet. Phil is clearly drunk and it's like, yeah, you gonna go flush the toilet. That's why you walking away. What? So then Alex is telling Phil he's corny because Preston is like, how did slavery get into this? And Phil tells Preston, your shirt needs to be one size bigger. And everybody's like, come on, man, that ain't cool because you're really in no place to talk about anybody's clothes, Phil. Absolutely. Phil is walking around looking like Nelly from 2000. The fuck out of here. All he needed was the band-aid underneath his eye. So Phil tries to get big with Alex, and it's like, I don't know who you thought I was and what you thought, blah, blah, blah. And so then Amir stands up, and it's like, why are you acting like this is your house? This is our house. We built this. We were here first. And I said, all the testosterone, all the dick slinging and dick measuring is unnecessary right now. It's completely unnecessary. We can see that Phil's ass ain't going to be there long. Because if you look at the cast picture, Phil is, Phil's not in it, and neither is, what's her face? What's her name? Mariah. So I feel like Mariah's getting ready to go home anyways, and I wonder if Phil is going to be giving his walking papers because he is doing the absolute most for no reason. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. It was good, but it was like things went downhill so quickly. So quickly. Things escalated so quickly, unnecessarily. Phil needs to take his raggedy, lame, velour having ass home and we can start over. But you're not about to act this way over a room in the house that you're not paying for. Woo, child. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate you all. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, hop in the comment section, y'all. Let's talk about this episode. This was a lot, and I will catch you guys in the next one.